Insulated window covers, DIY for SUV camping and other.
What is this, you may ask? Well, it could be the start of a bulletproof vest. Maybe, kinda, sorta. No, it's window covers. These are for my back windows. And it doesn't look too pretty, but I'm not really worried about it because these little flaps are gonna handle two little issues. One being if I didn't cut it just perfect, it will prevent light from coming in. Another reason is if you wear glasses. This kind of board, it's plastic, it's like cardboard, but it's plastic. Its political signs are made. Some other things you'll need is some type of pen to mark up your stuff. Well, you don't need this. I mean, you could use this, but I'm using black material, so this is a chalk pen. Measuring tape, I'm using a stapler and staples. You could use glue or some type of other adhesive, some kind of scissors. I'm using pinking shears, just in case material frays. It just kind of gives it a nice clean edge. And I do think this material is the fraying type. So, yeah, you need material. The material I am using is just black sheets. These were made from one pillowcase. What I wanted to have was outdoor material, but it was $25 a yard. So I went for the set of sheets for $10.
I'm in my car. The last thing you'll need is some type of reflective material. This is like what people put in their windshield. I got this at the dollar store, just kind of cut it up, and that was my first attempt at doing this, and didn't really care for it. I have this. It didn't cost me any, well, it did cost me something, but it was what my Ipsy subscription came in, is an envelope like this, and I had the subscription for a year. So every month I was getting a cute little envelope like this, and I saved it because I thought, oh, that'd be cute for like getting a bunch of gifts for a baby shower or a bridal shower, whether it be for the guest of honor or as a prize for that was what my mind was. But I cut them in half, and it's got like bubble wrap inside, so that's another added insulation. And then the ends are crimped. A popular material that is used, that people that make these window covers use, is called Reflectix, and that can be found at Home Depot. One use for it is insulation of a house, or even around pipes. It doesn't need the sun to be reflecting off of it to do its job. It's more of a temperature type thing. So I'll put a picture of it right here. It might already be there.
So that's what it looks like in the window, and I've got the extra material to easily pull it out or to hide any sun that is peeking in the corner. Oh, it's perfect. I love it. Added bonus is if you really wanted to, you could put this in the window first. Like if you had something like this, put it in the window first and then put these over it, and then you would just have the blackout.
Here's some of the materials that I used last night as I experimented. There's those black sheets and my sewing machine. I do it on top of my washing machine. The outlet's right there, and it's just convenient. I bought these and some more needles because I'm hard on my needles. I ended up not needing those threading tools. And then here's what's left of the political sign. I will show you what I did last night. I did the front windows. So right now they are in the windows. And so when you look on the outside, they just look like dark tinted windows. And this is without them to show, the comparison between having them and not having them. And then easy take out with that extra material. For this DIY, I'm going to be working on these back windows. Originally, I had used the reflective, and to keep them in place, I needed to use those little, paper clips, because it's just so flimsy, it wouldn't stay in place. These are the paper clips I was using. You just put it between the space between the window and the car, and it works pretty good, but I wanted something better. So I'm measuring the window, the longest length with the longest width. So with this board that I used last night, it was actually one of my failed attempts. I'm going to measure out the dimensions that I just measured. After measuring, I'm going to score the board. It makes it so much easier. And then you fold it, and then after that, you just have one layer to cut, and it makes it so much easier. I cut this section of the board off just so I would have a smaller piece to work with. This is what the inside of the corrugated board looks like, which is important because that section needs to be sealed off for better insulation. If you have foil available, trust me, you want to use it. It makes life so much easier. Did the shape of the window, and now I'm going to trace the board and I'll proceed to cut it out. For the way that I trace the board, I'm going to be cutting it out on the inside of the black line, just on the inside of the black line, and I'm going to be using the scissors to score it like before. Pay attention to this tape, campers, because without that tape, you're going to have a heck of a time. The likelihood of your piece being cut out perfectly the first time is not accurate. You're going to have to trim it away a little bit. So it's better to cut it bigger than smaller, because you could always take pieces off, as I did. Not too bad. Okay, that's a keeper. That's perfect. That fits perfect. Now I just need to make another one. So I'm going to put it on the scrap piece of board, trace it, and cut it out. And then I'll still need to trim it. I'll still need to double check everything and go back out into the garage for the millionth time, open up my car, and just double check everything, because, you know, even though the windows are the same size, that doesn't mean that I trimmed them the same. That opened up end of the corrugated plastic board, I'm going to cover with masking tape. That's just what I have. Some people use duct tape. Last time I used electrical tape. Just whatever. There's a blooper right there. My blooper. Because it would not work. Anyway, it just optimizes your insulation of what I've researched. Like, you want all of that closed up. So that's what I'm doing. I was a little hard on the stapler last night, so here it is rebelling against me. But basically what I'm going to be doing here is stapling all the insulation together, and I'm doing that with the stapler. A couple nights ago I tried adhesive, and plastic on plastic, it just doesn't work well, and then having it in a hot car, it just breaks down all of that adhesive, so stapler is definitely the way to go. One of the reasons I decided to make my own window covers is because I was going to just order custom covers specifically for my car, and they were going to be $159. I just thought I could make them myself. That being said, if I were to purchase high quality materials to make all of these window covers, it probably would have been quite costly. And now for the last and final step. I'm taking the insulated pieces that I created, and I'm going to round them with the chalk marker all the way to the edge. The material is the pillowcase, and I'll separate that and take it over to the sewing machine and sew 3 sides of it right where I have that chalk marker at. Once those 3 sides are sewn, then you'll take your created insulated mat board and put it inside the pillowcase. And then you're going to sew up that last side. Got to be careful that you don't break your needle. You're just going to go alongside of it. Then the excess material is cut off, leaving about 2 inches all around. I hope if you decide to make these window covers that you give yourself some time. Maybe just do 1 or 2 windows in a sitting and then go back and do some more.